All right, this is unbelievable. Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre are going head to head in this back and forth. Let's just watch a couple of minutes and then we're going to analyze this. And this is about bail reform, one of the most important topics in Canada. Let's see who's getting this right. I'm going to be fair to both sides, but let's just listen up first.
Mr. Speaker, crime victims don't want the Prime Minister's sympathy. They want to know why he's broken his promise. They want to know why liberal bail remains in place, allowing for the same repeat offenders to offend again and again. The body of a woman was found in the last few days in Saint Jerome, Quebec, killed by her partner, who had been arrested 30 times before but released on liberal bail. We owe the Prime Minister finally scrap liberal bail, or better yet, get out of the way so that we can do the jobs ourselves.
You're right. Yeah, think about that just quickly. Someone was arrested 30 times. They're out on bail. They go kill somebody else. Now, if that's a lie, which it is not a lie, Carney right now would say, oh, that didn't happen. Here's what happened. But this kind of thing is happening. But let's just see what he says.
Honorable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, this government is bringing forward comprehensive bail reform. This comprehensive bail reform is based on extensive consultations with the provinces and territories. It's based on extensive discussions with law enforcement. It is based on evidence. It is not based on cut and paste American bail laws. It's a bail law that works. We are tough on crime and firm on the rights of Canadians.
Okay, so check it out. He didn't refute any of that. He just said, we're having comprehensive, you want to say bail reform, but it isn't. So he said comprehensive discussions and comprehensive consultations. So they're just babbling, they're just making up words. And then the new talking point is, the conservatives are doing a cut and paste thing from the Americans, which is totally untrue. But the idea is so many of these, voters that don't know anything just feel like, oh, we're upset with the states right now. So anything that would be inspired by them in any way, shape, or form would be bad. There's no evidence at all that this is that anyway. But that's how they're kind of weaseling out of this. But he doesn't refute any of it. He's like, yeah, fair enough. A guy was out who was charged 30 times. He's out on bail. They're so worried about the rights of criminals, which, like, if you're in Saudi Arabia or something, maybe you could, you definitely could say something like, hey, that's a pretty strict punishment for, an underage kid stealing one chocolate bar once in their life. But this is not what we're dealing with. So when Carney's talking about, like, let's balance all this stuff, no, whatever the conservatives do is going to end up being a balance. The liberals, it's like if a guy says, they're so worried about, they don't want to go to the gym and work out because they're like, well, I'm afraid I'm going to gain too much muscle. And the thing is, anyone that knows anything about working out is that's very, very difficult to actually gain lean muscle. So don't stop yourself from doing that. Just go there. You're not going to gain too much muscle. And what I mean is, no matter how, like, if the liberals made the harshest bail reform that they realistically could do, it won't be harsh enough. I mean, the guy's just got to walk down any street in any mid to big city in Canada.
The honourable leader of the opposition.
To see the Prime Minister rant and rave and point his finger at police after they have been crying out for this government to scrap liberal bail for years. Yeah. We have Constable Greg Pershella, who was killed by a man released yet again on bail. We have a woman killed by her husband after he was arrested and released 30 times because of liberal laws. We have 1,600 crimes every single day in this country because of the liberal laws. Will he stop screaming, hollering, and jabbing his finger and scrap liberal bail?
Fair enough.
Mr. Speaker, this government, which has been in place for 6 months, has undertaken...
I mean, 6 months for him, which is a long time. They're acting like it's nothing. But 6 months plus 10 years of the other idiot with the same grade.
Comprehensive consultations with law enforcement, with the provinces, based on
Comprehensive consultations. So think about what that means. The teacher says, "Did you do your homework?" "No, but I planned it all out comprehensively, but you didn't do anything."
evidence is bringing forward the toughest bail legislation and sentencing legislation that will work, not one imported from the United States.
Hear, hear. The honourable leader of the opposition.
I mean, it goes on and on, but that's his big thing. Balance the rights, comprehensive consultation, don't be like the Americans. But the thing is, people are out committing crime all over the place and they don't go to jail or stay in jail. Like, let's take another clip here. This is on Poilievre's own channel. But look at these stats. I mean, just listen to them and think about it for yourself.
Actually, very simple. Liberals, pseudo-intellectuals in liberal circles love to say the problem is much more complicated. It's not a complicated problem, Mr. Speaker. The statistics tell us the extent. We have a very small number of criminals doing a phenomenal amount of crime. The same 40 offenders in Vancouver got arrested 6,000 times. That's 150 arrests per offender per year. And
Can you think about that? Just think about that stat. Okay. And they're not refuting it. It's not like he's making it up. The same 40 offenders in Vancouver got arrested 6,000 times. So that is the Carney and Trudeau concept of like, let's balance the rights. I think they have gone overboard. Wouldn't you say so? That if it's 40 people getting arrested, meaning they don't get caught most of the time, 6,000 times. Think about how expensive that is. This is going on all over the country. How unsafe it is. The whole bit. I mean, it's just so dumb.
Got arrested 6,000 times. That's 150 arrests per offender per year. And those were just the occasions on which they were caught. Mm-hmm. Almost all the crime is done by a tiny group of rampant reoffenders. If you keep them in jail, they cannot reoffend. It is very simple. We did this under the previous Conservative government. And one thing happened that was unsurprising and one that was maybe counterintuitive. The first thing is, unsurprising, crime went down by 25%, plummeted. Biggest drop in crime in modern Canadian history. It worked. The second part was a little bit counterintuitive. You know what else went down? Incarcerations. After Liberals warned that we'd have to build new jails to accommodate all of the prisoners, in fact, fewer people ended up in jail. Why? Because the same offenders who were coming in and going out just stayed behind bars. We already had to reserve them a room, Mr. Speaker. It's like the Hotel California. They check out, but they never really leave.
So did you catch that? Crime goes down when you put these repeat offenders in jail, but the number of people in jail also go down because the new people considering doing something stupid are thinking, oh, geez, I have to go to jail and stay there, so I'm not going to do it. So you don't have to build bigger jails or more of them. You punish the ones harshly who are committing crimes. And we're talking about in a Canadian style of way. This isn't like chop off the hands of somebody who did something bad once. We're talking like, look at the numbers here. 40 people getting 6,000 arrests, people getting raped, murdered, whatever, the whole bit. Come on. I mean, give me a break. So anyway, that is the piece here. I hope you subscribe, like, comment. Would love to hear your thoughts on this, but I think the Conservatives, with any common sense for anybody, are winning this issue big time, and the Liberals have lost it because they're absolutely out of control. Just look at the results more than the theory.